Hello! It's wonderful to have you here. Take a thoughtful approach to watching the videos and revisit them throughout the week. Keep in mind that engaging with these videos brings dual advantages. Firstly, enhancing your listening skills, and secondly, aiding in the subconscious memorization and application of these sentences in comparable scenarios. Stay persistent in your practice, and success will undoubtedly. Please subscribe and share our videos with your friends. Thank you. Good luck.
Hello, darling. I'm home.
Hello, John. You tired, dear?
Yes, I am. What time is it?
It's 6 o'clock.
Oh. What's on television tonight?
There's a good programme at 8:15. Paul McCartney in concert.
Yes. And there's a good film after the news.
Ooh, and Mary in Love at 7:15 before Police Story.
Oh, I can't watch that. And there's a football match on ITV at 6:30.
But, John, it's my favourite programme.
Well, go and watch it at your mother's.
Well, tomorrow we're going to leave this place.
Yes. What are you going to do first?
First, I'm going to rent a big car,
Yeah.
meet my girlfriend, and take her to an expensive restaurant. We're going to have steak and drink champagne. What about you, Fred?
My wife's going to meet me outside the prison. Then we're going to have tea with her mother.
With her mother? You're joking.
No, I'm not. I'm going to work for my wife's mother.
Really? You're not going to work for your mother-in-law?
Yes, she's got a little cafe in London.
What are you going to do there?
I'm going to wash up.
What? Wash up? I'm not going to work. I'm going to have a good time.
You're lucky. I'm going to rob a bank next week.
Why?
Because I'm happy in prison.
This is an English wedding. They're standing on the steps outside the church. The bride is wearing a long white dress and is holding some blue flowers in her left hand. The groom is wearing a traditional mourning suit and is holding a top hat in his right hand. They're both smiling because they're very happy. In a few minutes, they're going to get into a Rolls-Royce and drive to a big hotel for the reception. At the reception, they're going to cut the cake and drink champagne. Then they're going to open all their presents. Some people are going to make speeches, and both of the mothers are going to cry. At 3 o'clock, they're going to leave the reception and drive to Heathrow Airport. They're going to fly to Bermuda. They're going to spend their honeymoon in a villa by the sea. They're going to be happy for ever and ever and have a lot of children.
Come in.
Ah, good afternoon. My name's Bull, John Bull. I'm looking for a girlfriend.
Please sit down, Mr. Bull. May I ask you some questions?
Oh, yes.
What about? Music, for example. Do you like music?
Yes, I do. I like classical music.
Do you like pop music?
No, I don't. And I don't like jazz.
How old are you, Mr. Bull?
What? I don't like personal questions.
Oh, well, can you complete this form later and send it by post?
Please marry me, Fiona. I want you. I need you. I love you.
I'm sorry, Charles, but I can't.
Oh, Fiona, why not?
Well, Charles, I like you. I like you a lot, but I don't love you.
But, Fiona, love isn't everything.
Oh, Charles, you don't understand. For me, love is everything.
Do you love another man, Fiona?
Yes, Charles, I do. James.
Not James Milton.
Yes, James Milton.
But he doesn't want you. He's engaged.
I know.
But, Fiona, James isn't a rich man. I can give you everything. What do you want? Clothes? Money? Travel? A big house?
No, Charles, I don't want those things. I only want James.
What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going away.
Oh? Where are you going?
I'm going to London.
How long for?
Just for 2 days. Have you got a car?
Yes, I have.
What kind is it?
It's a VW.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because it's very economical.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Have you got any change?
What do you need?
I need some tens.
Oh, how many do you want?
Well, can you change a pound note?
Yes, I think so. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you repair these shoes, please?
Yes, certainly. When do you want them?
As soon as possible.
Is Thursday afternoon okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Robin Knight, the television reporter, is interviewing the Duchess of Wessex for the programme The English at Home.
Now, Duchess, tell us about an ordinary day in your life.
Well, I wake up at 7 o'clock.
Really? Do you get up then?
No, of course I don't get up at that time. I have breakfast in bed and I read the Times.
What time do you get up?
I get up at 10.
What do you do then?
I read my letters and dictate the replies to my secretary.
And then?
At 11 I walk in the garden with Philip.
Oh, who's Philip?
Philip's my dog.
What time do you have lunch?
I have lunch at 12:30.
And after lunch?
Oh, I rest until 6 o'clock.
And at 6? What do you do at 6?
I dress for dinner. We have dinner at 8 o'clock.
What time do you go to bed?
Well, I have a bath at 9:30 and I go to bed at 10.
Thank you, Duchess. You certainly have a busy and interesting life.
Alan's a lorry driver. He's 25 years old. He works 5 days a week. He gets up at 6 o'clock every day. He eats an enormous breakfast. He drinks 2 cups of tea. Then he kisses his wife. He leaves for work at 6:30. He has lunch in a transport cafe. He comes home at 5 o'clock. In the evening, he goes to the pub. He goes to bed at 10 o'clock.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What's My Job? Here's our first competitor. We've got 3 famous people here. Professor Moore, the scientist, Jessica Gale, the film star, and Ken Carson, the pop singer. They're going to ask the questions. First, Professor Moore.
Do you work outside?
No, I don't.
Do you wear a uniform?
No, I don't.
I see. Do you work in an office?
No, I don't.
Next, Jessica Gale.
Oh, is your job important?
Yes, it is.
Do you get a big salary?
Yes, I do.
Have you got any special diplomas?
Yes, I have.
Thank you, Jessica. And now, Ken Carson.
Hello. Do you work with your hands?
Yes, I do.
Do you work at weekends?
No, I don't.
Do you travel?
No, I don't.
That's the 9th question. Now you can ask one last question.
Ah, are you a doctor?
No, I'm not. I'm a dentist. Ah, good evening, Mr. Benson. I never see you in church nowadays.
Oh, no, Vicar, but my wife always goes to church. She goes every Sunday.
I know, but you never come.
Well, I sometimes come, Vicar. I come on Christmas Day and at Easter.
But what about Sundays, Mr. Benson?
I usually wash my car on Sunday morning.
I see. Why don't you wash your car on Saturday next week, Mr. Benson?
Oh, I can't do that, Vicar.
Why not?
It's my son's wedding next Saturday. I'm going to church.
Every morning he cleans his teeth. He always cleans his teeth in the morning.
She gets up at 7 o'clock from Monday to Saturday, but on Sunday she gets up at 11 o'clock. She usually gets up at 7 o'clock.
They like films. They see all the new films. They often go to the cinema.
He's got a radio and a television. He sometimes listens to the radio, and he sometimes watches television.
Her brother lives in London. She doesn't. She sees him 4 or 5 times every year. She occasionally sees him.
He doesn't usually smoke, but at Christmas, after dinner, he has a cigar. He rarely smokes cigars.
She doesn't like whiskey. She never drinks whiskey.
Desmond Filton works for a market research company. He's asking people about their free time.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm from Market Research Limited. May I ask you some questions?
Yes. Yes, all right.
Thank you. Now, what time do you usually arrive home from work?
I usually arrive home at 6 o'clock.
When do you usually have dinner?
Oh, I usually eat at 7 o'clock, but I sometimes eat at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. My wife works too.
What do you usually do after dinner?
Well, I sometimes go out, but I usually stay at home and watch television.
How often do you go out?
Oh, not often. Once or twice a week.
Do you often visit your friends?
Yes, I do. Quite often. I sometimes visit them, and they sometimes visit me.
Do you ever go to the cinema?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
How often?
Well, I occasionally see a film. I like horror films. Frankenstein or Dracula.
And the theatre? Do you ever go to the theatre?
Yes, I do, but not often. I rarely go to the theatre.
Do you ever go to the ballet?
No, never. I don't like ballet.
Well, thank you, Mr. Norris.
May I ask you a question?
Yes?
What do you do in your free time?
I ask questions, Mr. Norris. I never answer them.
Oh.
Hello, my name's Douglas Hunter. I'm a pilot for British Airways. I fly Concords. I'm not working today. I'm playing golf. It's my favourite sport.
This man is a champion jockey. His name's Gordon Lester. He rides racehorses, but he isn't riding a racehorse at the moment. He's dancing with his 6th wife.
This is a picture of Bob and Michael. They teach English in a language school. They aren't teaching at the moment. They're in the pub. They're talking and laughing about their students.
This is Rosalind Graham. She dances for the Royal Ballet. She isn't dancing now. She's having a bath. She's going to dance in front of the Queen this evening.
There's an international football match on television. England are playing against Scotland. They're good teams. They usually play well. But today, England are playing very well and Scotland are playing badly.
Tom Morgan often has accidents. This is his 4th accident this year. He's a bad driver because he's a fast and careless driver. He drives fast, carelessly, and badly.
Bill Morris is a gentleman. He always drives slowly, carefully, and well. All his friends say, Bill's a good driver. He's very careful.
Mr. Johnson works very hard. He's a fast worker. His boss often says Johnson works fast for 10 hours every day. He's a very hard worker.
How do you come to school?
By bus.
Well, how much does it cost?
Only 20p.
How long does it take?
About 20 minutes.
Is Maria Italian?
Yes, I think so.
Does she speak English well?
No, I don't think so.
Is she coming to the dance tonight?
I hope so.
What's the matter?
I've got a cold.
Why don't you see a doctor?
I don't know any doctors.
Why don't you ask your landlady?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Would you like to dance?
Yes.
Do you come here often?
Sometimes.
Do you live here?
Yes, I do.
Where do you work?
In a bank.
Do you like it?
It's okay.